Hey, my name is Mr. Kruger, and welcome to United States Literature B. I realize that this is very weird. It's weird for me too, but I wanted to give you a chance to see me, get a chance to see what I look like, hear me talk a little bit. You're going to get to hear me talk a lot online over the next, I don't know, however long we're going to be doing this. Um, and I just wanted to put a couple things out there. I'll talk syllabus here in a minute, but I think the most important thing is I want to be able to be available to answer your questions and to give you the help you need. I realize these are not, ideal circumstances, and we're all kind of feeling our way through this together. But always feel free to email me, and I've got that email on that yeah, day one of uslit B and Kruger at isd622.org. You can also reach me by phone. I think email is probably the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. So as we're going, you're going to read basically a chapter every other day. So you will not have an assignment due tomorrow, Tuesday, but your first chapter of The Great Gatsby will be due on Wednesday. In the Great Gatsby folder on your Schoology account for my class, you will see a link to the PDF of the book so you can read the book online. My request is that you do the reading, right? We will have a quiz each day that the reading is due, so every other day. Feel free to use some online summaries if you need some help. I will also include a link that you could listen to the audio version of the book. Um, and again, as if you have questions, then please let me know. And then I will have a short lecture with each day that the reading is due, so you can hear me talk about the book a little bit. We're also going to be writing an essay on The Great Gatsby. So I will have a document in the Gatsby folder, a place for you to take notes, and I will be talking through the important quotations that you need for your paper. Okay, so again, my name is Mr. Kruger. Welcome to US Lit B. We're into a brave new world right now. So I'll talk syllabus very quickly, and then I'm going to have you take a short quiz after this. The quiz is not on any substance, right? I just want to see if the quiz system on Schoology works, and then I get all your scores before we do an actual assignment. So a couple quick things. Not all of this really applies to what we're doing in here anymore. But we may be back in the classroom, and then it might apply then. So between 9 and noon, as it said on that email that went home, I will be available if you have questions or if you need some help with anything. Yeah, a lot of this stuff doesn't really fit. Students are required, complete assignments required of them on time. Disrespectful language, including sexist, racist, or homophobic remarks, or attacking a person's beliefs, ideals, or ideologies will not be tolerated. And we also may do some live chatting together, which would be the participation aspect. But I think the majority is going to be you're doing some work, doing the reading, and then watching my lectures. Late work. Some assignments may not be made up. If you have difficult circumstances or illness or sickness or anything, please get in touch with me and we'll work through that, right? I'll be pretty flexible with this. Help, again, it's from 9 to noon every day if you need help. When we do writing in here, honesty in work is absolutely expected in this classroom. We are here to learn, and our work offers evidence of this occurring. Dishonesty, including copying your work from someone else or another source, including the internet, allowing your work to be copied, talking or using notes during quiz or test, unless it's allowed, and any other dishonest actions will result in serious consequences. There will be no points for the involved assignment, and further actions could ensue. With the writing, any writing assignments you do, you'll be submitting to a website called turnitin.com, which checks it for plagiarism. The first time this is going to come up is with the Gatsby paper. Do not plagiarize your Gatsby paper. What happens with turnitin.com is I see a split screen, right? So I see your paper on one side, and then anything you've taken from any source. So if you took, a couple sentences from a website, on your paper, those sentences would show up in, say, red, right? And then on the other side of the split screen, there would be a website address in red, and I can click on that, and it will show me side by side the document you took the information from, and then your paper, right? So do not do that. The other thing it allows me to do is any paper which has ever been submitted to the website is in the database, right? And so if you turn in anyone else's paper or use anyone's paper who has written this paper over the last 10 years or so, it's going to come back as plagiarized. So for instance, a couple years ago, I had a student who turned in a paper and it came back over 90% plagiarized. And it turns out that she had just submitted a paper that her brother had turned in 5 years earlier. Without turned in, there's no way I would have caught that. But with turned in, then you just see the papers side by side. So please don't do that. 90, 80, 70, 60 is grading, pretty standard. 70% of the grade is on your final tests and projects, and 25% is on quizzes. I think I'm going to bump that up to 30% is on quizzes because it's difficult to have participation in here. So that's kind of the layout of the course. We're going to read at least 2 books over the next and more if we're going to come back to school. If we end up coming back, we're going to probably go back to doing more. As it is right now, we'll start with Gatsby, and that would take us through the next several weeks. Okay, so that's about all I got for today. Again, I wish I could meet you and say hi to you in person, but know that I'm here and I want to help and I want to try to make this situation, which is difficult, admittedly, into work as well as I can for everybody. So if you have questions, please let me know. And after this, please take that short quiz. It's just 2 questions, and I just want to make sure that the quiz system works, period. So tomorrow, when you go to my website, you will see on the calendar work on reading chapter 1. So at that point, you can just read chapter 1 for Wednesday, and then the next time you will see my lovely face will be Wednesday. So again, if you have questions, please let me know. Thank you for your attention.